I watched a film called, I read a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island. While I was reading that book, I watched The Obama Deception, a film by Alex Jones that, by the title you would think that it's a partisan thing against Obama, but it's not. It's just showing the deception of this particular president and how, he does one thing, he says one thing and does completely the opposite almost all the time. But Alex Jones is not a George Bush fan. He wrote and directed plenty of documentaries that were against Bush as well. So he's just exposing the fraud in the system itself and the fact that these guys all work for Wall Street. They all work for the bankers. They've completely hijacked the United States of America and most of the world, and they're working on getting the rest of it. And it's crucial. If people really care about the future of humanity, you better wake up to what's going on, and you better learn about who the real criminals in the system are, because you're not going to find results in a prime minister or a president. It's not going to happen. These guys are controlled. So we need to expose the true criminals in the system, which are at the very top, and that's the bankers that finance the governments of the world. They're the ones that are the puppet masters. They control everything. They own the giant corporations, food corporations, the drug corporations, the entertainment, the media, you name it, down the line. We're not talking about free market capitalism here. We're talking about corporatism. We're talking about monopolism. It has nothing to do with free market capitalism. These are the people that funded, the Soviet Union. They funded the revolution in Russia that led to the Soviet Union. They funded the Nazis. They funded the Americans. They funded the Imperial Japanese in World War II. They sit back and play God with all of our lives. And people need to know this, because they have a very seriously dark agenda, and it's moving forward. Yes, this is conspiracy. There's no theory about it. This is not conspiracy theory. This is conspiracy. For people that think that conspiracies are just nonsense in Hollywood, I'm here to tell you, conspiracies are what governments do. I've opened my eyes to a lot of things that are going on in my own country that are very disturbing. And I really feel like the people in the United States need to wake up and realize what's happening there, but people everywhere do, because it's happening there also. It's happening here in Germany, it's happening in the UK, it's happening all over the place. This is a system that is like a cancer that is spreading, and they have absolute power and control. But they have to do it through deceit, and they have to do it with making people feel powerless and helpless, which is what most people feel when they get this information. When they see this for what it really is, they feel like, well, what can I do? How can I possibly make a difference? And that's what they want you to think. You make the difference by being engaged, being aware, learning about this, spreading the word about it, because at some point, if the light shines in a room full of cockroaches, they all scurry away. The only way that they can pull off this agenda is through deception. That's the only way. So we have to expose the deception. We cannot be afraid of this. As scary as it is about when you think about the powers that you're facing, humanity outnumbers these people like big time, and once exposed, it will fail. I really believe that. But if it's not exposed, it's going to be rough.